My first time playing a rogue.
And I think it's Newt's first time playing an artificer, but
For the first time playing an artificer.
yeah.
Demonetized 5 minutes in.
Yeah, I was like, wow. We're making
Christmas story is rated
heck?
R. No.
Yeah.
Okay, snowflake. Okay.
For,
There. Now
you know,
I'm being detected. Okay. Now I'm on the recording, hopefully, anyway. Well, if the recording fails, oh well! If it doesn't fail, great! People can mock me.
Do you want to catch our people up?
A basic synopsis is the, what were you calling the elf? What does E stand for again?
Elite.
Ah, yes. The Elite Liberation Force that helps Santa out of the emergency situations and helps keep the spirit of Christmas live and full of joy was dispatched out to a town further south of the North Pole where there was some sort of disturbance or threat to the Christmas magic of this town was detected, and there were alerts going off everywhere, left and right. And they were led off by Blitzen on a sleigh ride all the way down, landed outside of town, and they are currently tying off Blitzen and looking at the town from a distance. Now what do you do?
Well, is Mrs. Claus? I'm sorry, I forgot the actual name.
Mrs. Lillian Clawhauser.
Clawhauser. Is she with us right now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying that I
Yes.
drove the sleigh.
Yeah, you're all together right now, all four of you. You're
Right
standing
on.
outside the sleigh, getting Blitzen tied off. He's just sort of snorting and patting at the ground, just looking for see if he could dig for some grass or something while he's waiting. Like, Blitzen was a guy, right? I don't know
Yeah.
anymore.
It doesn't really matter, I think.
It works for our story. Okay, well, first off, Mr. Cuddles climbs out of the sleigh, and it's a Herbert Halfwit, stands up and goes, "Uppies!" And Mr. Cuddles picks me up out of the sleigh and sets me down.
Oh my.
And what? I'm a gnome. I'm not big.
That's
We're all
adorable.
gnomes.
I love it. Mr. Cuddles is a bear, right?
He is. He's a giant teddy bear.
Right.
He
right.
looks like a giant stuffed teddy bear, a little on the creepy side, because he is twice my size, so he's like a good 5.5 feet or so, for a giant stuffed looking teddy bear with retractable claws and button eyes. A little horrifying, actually, but in a cute kind of way. You know, the attempt was there. It had good intentions, which is probably why Santa has not released the prototype. I also have a doll, like a little kind of, like one of those little old school kind of stuffed dolls with the wool hair, button eyes, same sort of thing as a homunculus that rides on my shoulder, and I send to go do little tasks and whispers things into my ear from time to time. Not disturbing at all. Totally sweet and innocent.
Completely sweet and innocent. Got it. Yes, perfect. Okay. Alright, so what are you guys doing after you get your uppies and your back downies?
Well, as soon as I get off, I kind of gesture to Mr. Cuddles, and he offers the other two gnomes if they would like uppies as well.
I kind
I'll
of wave
just
him
step out
off,
of
and
the
I just
way.
kind of hop over the side. Get lost in a snowdrift.
Mr. Cuddles looks dejected.
I didn't do it meanly. I was like, I got this. I'm good.
Okay. First things first, I'm gonna perceptify the immediate area. Just give a quick look out over the town.
Ooh, very good roll.
Nice.
And-
Yeah.
Great question. What is Lillian's race again?
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn. Okay. Got a dragonborn and
Yeah.
3 gnomes and a metal teddy bear. Got it.
Yes, theories abound that she was actually started out as human, and while she was dating Krampus,
started out as human, and while she was dating Krampus,
that's where kind of things got a little iffy, and Santa was all forgiving and very nice and sweet, so she ended up with.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Gold digger.
So, 22 perception to look over the town. Very good roll. You look down across the snowscape and you can see the town. You got very short jaunt. Not too far away. It's a few hundred feet. And you can see on the outskirts of town that it looks like there's people running around. You can hear the sounds of kids joyfully laughing and playing, and you can hear some songs being played, and you can smell in the air the sweetness of spices like cinnamon and some nutmegs and all kinds of sort of frivolity and feasting, and sort of just seems like a big old party going on. There's a big tree in the middle of the town with a whole bunch of decorations thrown across it. Some of them are magically lit up with some kind of minor light magic or some kind or another. And it looks like a very big, fancy kind of Christmas town-wide party going.
Oh,
Okay,
looks
also,
like
all normal thus far. Don't see anything in particular that stands out as ominous.
looks like mission accomplished. Let's go back.
Oh no, you don't. Elite Force, move in.
We should party.
So are we
This is
just
like a
trying
party.
to blend in, or are we gonna try to sneak in, or?
I don't see us blending in very well.
Do I like, are we up at the buildings yet?
If you guys start walking, you've got like 5 minutes before you're going to get up to the buildings. It's not that far of a walk.
Once
you
we
got-
get up
what-
there, could Mr. Cuddles launch me up onto the rooftop?
Okay. Well, if Mr. Cuddles would like to try to launch him, I need a strength check from Mr. Cuddles. Good enough. That'll work. So, Mr. Cuddles comes over to you, just sort of silently walks over, grabs you by the back of the shirt and hoists you up. Sort of pulls you back like he's about to hurl you all the way downfield, and just gives you a nice little lop right into the air. A nice bit of an arc. And you start coming down on top of the building. Give me a dex save to see how well you land on the roof.
Uh-oh.
So, you land on the roof, but your foot goes through a particularly weak patch of thatch and you're now stuck.
I will try to release my leg.
Belle's trying to jump up there to save him.
I try to just scurry up the side of the house or the building, whatever one that he's on, and try to get him out of the hole that he has made without damaging anything further.
Well, you're definitely not being stealthy about it. You make some noise, but you manage to clamber up there as he's trying to pull his leg out, and you get up there and you sort of grab his hip and you give him a good little extra yank and you get his foot all free. There's definitely a hole now down as you look down there into the bedroom. You can see there's a nice little wet spot where some snow fell down right next to somebody's bed.
I will kind of pull the thatch together and give it a little pat.
Yeah, I kind of just pull it together, kind of patch it shut.
All right, fair enough. You guys get what you assume is roughly good patch job done. Now what do you do now that you're on the roof?
As they're patching, I kind of lean over and kind of listen to the little doll, and then I head over to Mrs. Klosshauser. Is this house on the naughty list or the nice list?
Okay, since I put it together, I should have that as.
Give me history, I think, would be the most fitting.
Okay. I wrote it down on my page. What we are as history and.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me. +2, so it's an extra 2. So that gives you a good solid number. I'd say from what you find on your list and your memory, seems like a nice list. Seems like a nice house.
House is
Okay.
on the nice list.
Oh.
For most of them.
Okay. Then I won't break and enter. Fix the roof up, guys.
You don't even know that I went through, I don't think.
I mean, he heard some noise, but he
Belle's
doesn't know.
gonna
Okay.
there to help you, so.
If you let me know that, I will try to do a little bit better of a job.
All right, if you really want to do a good job, give me a sleight of hand, and if Bells wants to help with that, I need a sleight of hand from her too. Okay.
Would tick even help?
Alright,
Oops.
alright. Yeah, with that, you managed to get a good enough patch job going that you think it'll hold for, a day or two. Probably be a couple of drips, but looked like it was already on the way to dripping, so they would have had to fix it anyway, so good enough.
Is Bells helping?
Yes.
She did. Just the rule was to
okay.
GM, we have to fix the sheets later. Alright, so you guys are on the roof. You can look down across the scape of the roofs on the rest of the buildings there, and you can see towards the center of town where there's a big party going on. You can see all kinds of activities happening. You can smell all kinds of good things in the air. The house apparently is on the nice list. What did you guys want to do now?
Do I see anything different being up high? Anything out of the ordinary?
Give me perception real quick. Alright. With that, the only thing different that you would notice now is Bells just straight up disappeared on you.
I'll look around and go, good job. I may try to actually go stealth myself if I can.
Alright, roll it. Well, everybody down on the ground there, Herbert and Lillian, you guys know that your friends are up on the roof, but you don't hear any ruckus anymore.
Okay, I'm going to presume that because I'm not hearing anything bad, that we will continue the investigation. I want to move around the house and kind of watch the people, now that we're in town, who are frolicking, for lack of a better term. Do I see anything amiss?
So I assume you guys are going to move closer towards the center of town, jumping on buildings, roofs, and stuff like that, right?
I will stay on the ground. Roofs might not be able to
Well, yeah. I'm going to go stay on the ground, and I'm going to hold Mr. Cuddle's hand. Like a kid being, pulled around by a parent. And I'll put my little doll on my shoulder, and I'm just going to kind of follow behind Mrs. Claus, just nonchalantly.
Okay. So you guys weave yourself between a couple of buildings that look pretty dark, pretty empty. It doesn't look like anybody's hanging out here. As you get closer, you start to really get the whiff of good cooking and all kinds of roast turkey and ham and extra kinds of meats, and as well as like cinnamon rolls and all kinds of really good cookie bakings, and you really get a smell of a really big feast going on. You come peering around the corner, and you can see a whole bunch of people of different races, a lot of elves, a few dwarves, mostly humans running around, all kinds of ages. In between, a lot of kids running around, playing all kinds of sports games. There's a couple of kids having a snowball fight off to one side. They're being respectful of all the elders and the rest of the festivities. They're not causing problems. They're just having a little snowball fight. You see a couple of people setting up what looks like big chunks of ice on stands, like they're getting ready for something in one area. You also see, let me get my notes, a big stage that was sort of built towards the middle of town, and on it there's a bunch of seatings with tables on there, and there's a big banner across it saying pie eating contest, and across the way from it is another very similar setup stage, and across its banner it says cider drinking contest.
Oh boy.
You got a little empty space off towards the other side of the square where there's just open snow and everybody has been sort of fenced off away from it, and you see a big sign going up saying snowman building competition.
Can I kind of reach down and grab a handful of snow and ball it up and toss it at Herbert?
Sure. Give me a dex attack roll to see if you hit Herbert.
Dex attack. Would I be proficient in snowball?
I will say for the purposes of lore and where you guys came from, yes, you are all proficient in snowball.
That would be a 20 to hit.
I think that pelts Herbert, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely is.
Okay, where did you want to pelt him with it?
Back of the head.
There you go. So you're just sort of minding your own business, carrying your bear's arms there in bear's hand, and you just feel the wet thwap of a snowball in the back of your head.
Okay, well, Herbert is not good at inside voices or anything along those lines. So he turns around and is like, Hey! Just because there's a cider drinking competition doesn't mean I'm automatically gonna go join in. I might, but not necessarily.
Hush!
Pie is
Quiet!
also pretty tempting too, you know.
This is supposed to be a
Not
stealth
just quiet,
mission!
I'm ruining all of stealth.
And I am nowhere to be seen.
I'm just yelling at a rooftop. Alright.
So I would like to grab him and the teddy bear and just kind of duck behind another house.
Alright. So give me perception checks and stealth checks if you want to remain hidden. Ooh.
No. Not with my heavy ass armor.
Alright, so you go to duck behind and you're making all kinds of cluckish ring and everything as you sort of get back there. You instinctively throw your back up against the back of a building there and your armor just starts to ring. You hit it just right to get that nice cadence so it carries the tone.
Lovely.
Arrows, bells.
So just around the corner you see a human man sort of peeks his head around the corner and he looks down the alleyway and he saw you duck around and he's hearing the sound. And he comes around and he's like, Oh, did you come bringing all the extra cinnamon? We need some more for the cinnamon rolls. And he starts coming towards your corner there.
Oh, the cinnamon? Oh, I thought I heard cardamom. My bad. I gotta go get back and get the cinnamon. My bad.
Give me persuasion. Or bluff, whichever one you want to use.
Shit!
He's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, whenever you're ready, man, just bring them back and we'll get it all set up. Don't forget, these are the special cinnamon rolls for everybody after the big party.
The special cinnamon rolls. Got it.
Special cinnamon rolls?
Hush! I am hugging him to my chest, trying to get him to shut up.
Did I by chance overhear that?
Yes, you overheard it all.
Yeah.
And so I'll kind
Herbert
of,
is
like-
not being stealthy.
I would like to whisper growl, to Winky. It's like, I'm just kind of, as best I can, just be like, Winky! Find out what makes these cinnamon rolls so goddamn special!
But
Side quest.
do you know what my first thoughts are? Drinking the Kool-Aid and all that sort of stuff. Winky is okay. You want me to go in there, or shall our rogue go in?
Well,
Do
you two
I
are basically
see
the
our
ones
rogue
that
at
are
all?
the elites.
Belle? Do I see Belle?
I don't know because I'm just kind of checking out, seeing the back streets and stuff, seeing if everything's kind of neat and tidy as they're trying to portray it.
Okay, give me perception. So, Winky, the 12 perception was to try to follow the guy or to do what Bells is doing?
No, just seeing where Belle is, because like even though we're being stealthy towards everybody else, we would probably relatively kind of stay in sight of each other, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you know where Bells is kind of hanging out. I mean, you know where she's trying to get the line of sight and checking out back alleys and everything. So
All right, so
she's
I
definitely
will
taking care of the
kind of
back alleys to
do
check
a-
them out. So
I will kind of do a little kind of bird call to get her attention. I don't know, a nice quiet bird. I can't think of one right now. Flip it, caw.
So as you're looking in the back alleys and you don't see anything awry, it looks like an average town. And some people have left their windows open to vent something, it looks like, but other than that, it looks like it's just you're on the quiet side of town where everybody had moved inside to the center.
Okay, I would like to go into the most rickety house that has the window open.
As you're about to, you hear a caw caw.
Wow. They're not even around this area right now. Chickadees are more appropriate.
Do you still want to enter the building?
I kind of huff and turn around and go back like, what? What now?
And I will do like military style hand gestures asking if she wants to go in here to find out or if she wants me to.
Find out what? I wasn't listening to that conversation. I was still on our original mission.
And is that in hand signals? I guess I'm going in.
It'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Just a big question mark on her face.
I'll just like kind of put my hand in, or put my head in my hand and sigh, and I don't know, try to get in there.
Trying to get into the rickety building she was getting into?
No. The place with the cinnamon rolls.
Ah, okay. So for that, you're gonna have to go a couple buildings over to get into, follow where that guy went to get into that bakery.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like
And
there's smoke
if
coming out of
there
that
is
chimney.
an attic window, or I really don't want to say chimney.
Well, you see the chimney has smoke coming out of it, so you're definitely assuming that would be a bad idea.
Probably, yeah.
He's been traumatized.
You lost a friend once, back in the day because of a chimney that you didn't heed the smoke signals from. But yes, you see a door to an attic. It doesn't look like it's ajar. It's just sort of closed. It's a little bit down. You think you could probably get down to it with a little bit of a ledge that if you hug the wall just right, you might be able to sit on the window sill and not fall off.
Okay, what if I like tie a rope to the chimney to kind of hang down and swing in?
It'd be on the opposite end of the building from the chimney.
Of course it is.
Sorry.
Thatch roof?
Oh yeah, definitely a thatch roof.
What if I put a... Crap.
Rude of you.
I put an arrow in the thatch,
Okay.
kind of against the thatch, with the rope down kind of halfway to secure it into the thatch. And then I'll swing down.
Alright, using the arrow as a sort of anchor in a way, okay.
Yes.
Alright, and you want to swing down and try to get to the window, see if you could pop it open kind of a thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for all this, give me acrobatics. Let's see how well you pull this off.
Oh, okay. Alright.
You were thinking at first that would be bad for you?
Oh, there you go.
So, Bells, you're still confused as Winky just sort of gave himself a facepalm and walked off. Witten shoved an arrow into the roof of this other building, and then did this amazing Batman-style jump off, fly down, and if you just imagined a cape, you would have been like the Caped Crusader busting through a window. But he manages to hit the window just right to pop it open a little bit going inside. And he swings right in, and then the rope goes slack as he just sort of, as you assume, falls inside of the building. You are now inside a dark attic.
And luckily, gnomes have dark vision.
Mm-hmm. And you can hear below you and see through some of the cracks because this attic has boards that are there, but there's not like a lot of work or effort was put into keeping the slats tight. They mostly counted on the thatch to keep out the cold kind of a thing in this building. So you can peer down through and you can see that there's people running around and it looks like a typical bakery. You got a couple of people working on kneading some doughs and adding things together to create the concoctions, and one guy's manning the stove, and he's very carefully and studiously checking it every once in a while, just peering on the inside, very, very careful not to touch any of the buns in the oven.
Okay. I am looking specifically for ingredients that should not be in a bakery.
Give me perception.
Perception. Okay,
Alright.
yeah.
Oh, damn!
So you see off on the prep tables where a couple of people have been working on getting doughs of various types and everything prepped with different mixes of powders and all kinds of things. You see this container that has these weird little sort of brownish, sort of grayish discs to it. It looks like some kind of a food item, but you can't 100% tell what it is. But it definitely doesn't look like any kind of standard baking thing you've ever seen or heard of before. It almost looks like it's some kind of a lump of maybe lard or some kind of congealed fat with some brown in the middle.
And you saying I wouldn't, so I wouldn't know it as like a rat poison or anything, eh?
Nope. It looks like some kind of food thing, but it's definitely not typically used in baking or desserts that you've ever seen or heard of.
Okay, what do I have? Of course I didn't load up with stuff. Is it possible to get into a position where I might be able to scoop one of those pucks?
Depending on what you want to do, because there are, like I said, a bunch of those slits and slats in the floorboard, and there is a entryway that goes to a ladder off on the back wall, and this is sort of a bench right off to the side of this ladder that goes down into the baking area. You would easily be seen if you tried to climb down the ladder. That it's not like it's a hidden ladder or anything's in the way. They would just have to turn around and you'd be noticed if you were on the ladder itself. But there are some decently big slits there that if you had something that you could, dip a line through when they weren't looking and maybe hook one, you could try. Can't guarantee it would work.
What about alright, so if there's a ladder, I'm assuming that's the entrance into the attic.
Correct. There's like a little flat trapdoor kind of entrance door to it.
Trapdoor, alright, and these pucks are right close to the bottom of the trapdoor?
Yeah, they're a little bit away from it, but they're on that side of the bench.
Okay. Would it work if I tied a piece of tinsel or string to one of my arrows and shot like kind of a light little shoot at it to kind of pierce it and then haul it up?
You could definitely try that, yeah. If you wanted to do that, yeah, go ahead and try it. I just need your attack roll with disadvantage while you're trying to shoot through a little slit.
Oh, I thought I was at the trap door.
Oh, okay, you're at the door and you're opening it up to shoot down the door?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then you just give me your normal attack roll there, and let me know if you're going to do anything else with it on top of that.
All right. Well, yeah. So I tie a piece of tinsel around the arrow, and it's not going to be like a full pull. It's just going to be just enough to get it down there, and I don't want to break the puck apart. I just want to stick it, right?
Yep, makes sense.
Ooh.
Oh, hey!
Yeah.
Hot damn!
You know, I was going to be a dick to you because you didn't say you were trying to time it when nobody was looking or to be stealthy or anything, but you nailed it with a critical roll. So, bullshot, you managed to get it down there. You got your little puck. Everybody happened to be turned around and looking the other way when you did it, and you managed to pull it right up with no sound problems. Congratulations, you have a weird grayish puck with brown stuff in the middle.
Okay, I will sniff it.
You sniff it and you smell a kind of mix of some kind of a rice maybe dough with some sugar in it a little bit. It looks and feels kind of gummy, but it doesn't stick to your fingers. The stuff on the inside, it seems to slosh around like it's a liquid.
I will pocket it, or yeah, I'll pocket it. And do I see them using it at all?
Nope, they're mostly ignoring it right now. They're busy on other stuff they're baking.
And with what they're baking, it seems fine, right? Like,
Yeah.
seems...
Looks like typical
Oh.
average baking, cinnamon rolls and buns. Somebody decided to make a fruit cake. Nobody's touching it.
Alright, I'm gonna get out.
Alright, going back the way you came?
Yes.
You gonna try to climb up the rope, or...?
Yeah, I think so, because I don't think I'd be able to get the arrow out with the rope, would I?
Yeah, not unless you went up to the roof to get it.
Yeah, so yes, I will go up.
Alright, give me acrobatics again to climb back up.
Oh, dear God. I'm gonna screw one of these rolls up hard, I know it.
Well, the critical saved your life there, so...
Yes.
Okay, so... You make noise doing this, but you do get up onto the roof.
Okay.
So you hear down inside, you hear a couple of people going, What? Did you hear something? There's something outside? Yeah, it's probably just the kids having their snowball fight. I mean, we told them to stay off to the side, but you know kids. It's like, oh, sure, whatever. And they go back to their cooking.
Yeah, I will actually take a ball of snow, lean over the edge of the roof, and throw it out a window.
Alright. You managed to peg a window, and the guy you hear inside, oh, darn it, it is the kids. Alright, whatever. Let them have their fun.
I will move to the other side, or move back to where MC is, or Mrs. C, or Mrs. K. C.
It's with a C.
Mrs. C is, and from the top of the roof, kind of whistle down so Mr. Cuddles can catch me.
Okay, then I'll have to release him because I was trying to keep him quiet by holding him.
Oh yeah, the guy left a while back. So.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Cuddles doesn't make any noise. Mr. Cuddles is a teddy bear. I make noise.
Oh God.
Alright,
So
is
whether
Bells
he's ready or
just
not, I
hanging out
jump.
on the roof still, or are you going to jump down as well?
Me?
Yes.
I'm just see this kind of wondering what the hell's going on. I proceed to go into the rickety house.
Okay. So, you go into the rickety house, and what do you do in the rickety house? You manage to get in, and you don't hear anything. It looks like it's sort of a drafty house. Probably somebody who's less wealthy owns this house and lives here, because there's gaps in the windows and the like, but it'll do the most, and they've got blankets and stuff all around, so...
Do they have like firewood and stuff? And I go and check their fridge and stuff, seeing if they have enough food or stuff for health.
Yeah, Yeah, you look around and you're checking around and you find all the stuff you would expect. I mean, with the state of the building, what it is, you assume probably somebody on the poor side, and what you're finding inside seems to match. There's little less than you would expect for like fancy seasonings, just sort of like the basics like salt and pepper, and just average food, nothing really fancy to it. But they've got a lot of tanned brown blankets and stuff to keep warm with the rickety sort of airy building.
We know, just kind of making sure that, like, they're being looked after, not being put to the wayside kind of thing. Just making sure that the town's looking after each other kind of thing.
Alright. Well, I mean, you do see some holiday decorations on the inside. Not as much as you managed to catch glancing through others' windows as you were passing through town, but you definitely see a few things here and there. A little bit of colorful tinsel and some little baubles of different colors hanging from the walls, and a couple from the rafters in the ceiling.
Are there any journals or any books around?
Yes!
Okay.
Right next to a little smaller bed with some couple of thinner blankets sort of stacked on each other to make one thick blanket, you see a little tiny little notebook, just barely any bigger than your hand, just sitting on the side there on the ground.
That's pretty tiny.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bigger than a human hand. Human hand, not gnome hand. Sorry. I forget your gnomes.
I go and investigate the journal.
Okay. So you open it up and you start reading through it, and you come across a bunch of different writings of some kid that's from here in the town talking about having adventures with his friends out in the forest and messing around in a stream and coming back, and you don't find anything all that crazy. You get to the end, which is dated like a couple days prior, and the kid was talking about wanting to send a wish to Santa to ask for a very special toy with a horse that actually had moving legs, so he could play with a horsey that actually had legs that moved instead of the static one.
Okay, I make a note, and then I put the book back where I found it, and I skedaddle out of the house and go to, what's your name again? Herbert.
Okay.
And say, I need one of these, please, and maybe a blanket if I can scrounge one up.
I've got all my tools and everything with me. So, I'm immediately enthralled by it. I'm like, so what am I making out of? Making that out of wood? Should be wood. How about like a metal? How about a polymer? I can do polymer. I mean, technically this isn't a thing yet, but it will be for me. Now,
Just do it quietly. Shush.
And as he's going on back and forth with you, that's when we have our friend Winky come back and sort of get left off the building by your Mr. Cuddles there helping
would
him
that
down.
be a dexterity for Mr. Cuddles to save or strength?
Let's do a dex check, a dex save to catch.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. So you get off of the building nice and fine, Winky. Nice big swan dive, arms out, right into the teddy bear's arms with a big pirouette, and down in front of Mrs. Claus, with a big weird thing being handed out in front of you.
Excellent as always, Captain Winky.
And I will actually have it still on the arrow and kind of toss it with her. I found this.
All right. I look at it, give it a sniff. Maybe not quite bite it. I don't want to physically do anything with it, but like, since I am a dragonborn, do like a snake-esque kind of thing, see if I can taste the air around it.
Okay. So you get a lot of the same information, sort of like this little gelatinous ball of something with something liquid inside. It seems like the arrow has punctured through it and it's sort of sealed some stuff in there, but as it's been jostled around getting down here and everything, you see a little bit of whatever this liquid is leaked out onto the side of the arrow there, and you give it a good whiff with your tongue or nose or whatever you're using. And you detect whiskey.
Interesting.
Ooh.
All right.
Some kind of very potent, very high-class whiskey.
Huh. I don't detect anything poisonous, but I do detect the faint hint of whiskey. Who wants to be a guinea pig?
Me.
Bells are like, yes!
I will, with it still on the arrow, I will just kind of hand it over.
I grab it and I just pop it in my mouth.
Alright, give it a nice chew and a little bit of a
dear
sloshing.
God.
Alright, so you guys all peer into her, leaning in, very closely watching her reactions. As she just sort of chews and the nice liquid on the inside sort of bleeds out as you separate it and it falls apart a bit and you get the very good sting of very good whiskey in there and it's just sort of coating your tongue with nice kind of caramel kind of flavor, a little bit of woodiness, a dash of smokiness, and surprisingly, not that bad a burn.
Really good. Though they could work on their presentation.
It goes down nice and smooth and easy, and you feel perfectly fine.
Herbert is leaning in way too close and being like, it looked really good too.
Alright. What do you guys want to do from here?
I want Belle's report. Bells, what did you find?
Well, for the one house that I went in, I was able to get a kid's journal. Things are pretty normal. They still got their poorer sides and stuff, but so far nothing malicious, as far as I have found yet.
Huh. All right, then. We should go in teams and move further in towards the center. See if you guys can pick up any kind of conversations with the townsfolk.
Got it.
Alright, are you guys sticking to the ground, or are you wanting to jump on the roofs again?
Yeah, I'm thinking back up on the roof.
Alright.
Little less snow up there, less Appaloosa.
Oh.
Was that to chuck them?
That was to chuck him.
Oh no!
Aren't you sad that you aren't hip anymore right now? So, who was going first?
I volunteered to scurry up by myself. Like I did the first time.
As soon as
I'm
he
guessing
mentioned the roof, Mr. Kylo just goes to grab and throw him. Just whack.
And
just
I'm
kinda-
guessing I make it to just under the eaves trough and my face hits the wall.
So,
Yeah.
Winky, I'm sorry.
Maybe, uh-huh.
I will give you a chance. Give me a dex saving throw. He rolled a
Dex
nat
saving.
1 on his strength.
Oh god.
Oh
Oh no! Yes.
no! Okay, this is happening.
Double critical fails.
We knew it couldn't last.
So you take 5 slashing damage as you are thrown full power through a window.
Oh. Oof.
Oh, shite!
There is a massive ruckus.
You darn kids! Be careful putting rocks in those snowballs!
Naughty or nice? Naughty or nice?
Give me persuasion.
Persuasion or, okay, persuasion for them, naughty or nice for him. History, right? Is what we did?
Yes. Alright, so with that persuasion, there was one person who took notice of the crashing window. They're sort of going with it, because some kids are rowdy. Alright.
Oh boy.
History of 14? Yeah.
+2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 16? Okay, yeah. This house was definitely a house of nice people.
Nice list. Nice list.
Ow.
So yeah, you are now have glass shards in you, and you're inside another house, nice and dark. It sounds like this one was empty.
I'm going to try to climb up the window a little bit and peer in and be like, try not to bleed everywhere. They're really nice people here. We don't want to leave a mess.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm
Oh my
going to start
god!
rummaging around in my bag of holding to see if I have anything I can use to patch up the window.
This is why you just let people do stuff. Oh my god! You're gonna see if you can attempt to fix the window with something?
I got in my bag of holding. Maybe a cloth or something like that. I can just kind of like tack up real quick.
What is Winky doing on the inside of the house?
Okay, so I'm
Leaving.
guessing I'm like face first on the floor. For starters, let's look around.
Okay, give me a perception check, and before I forget, Bells, yeah, with yours, you're up on the roof, you're fine. You just heard a massive ruckus below you when you got up to the roof.
Well, I did go down to do a report, so.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so 22 perception, you look inside, and you can see that this house is a nice place. It's got a couple of inner rooms to itself, like there's a couple of bedrooms separate from each other, little kitchen, living room area kind of place. It got some nice decorations up and everything. Doesn't seem drafty at all. Looks like a decent house overall.
Okay, is there a way up to the roof?
Up to the roof, you look above you, and you see there's no attic flooring or anything. It's just you see the thatch structure above. You just see the supports for all the roof.
All right, as I'm thinking, as Herbert puts up the little piece of fabric, I will put my hand through the fabric and kind of move him out of the way as I come out of the window.
As he's going through, I'm like, careful, there's broken glass. I don't want you to get hurt.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. And then from here, can I get up onto the roof myself?
Yes, if you would like to try with athletics or acrobatics, your choice. Alright, that'll do. You get up there using the broken window seal as a little bit of a launch pad to sort of uff yourself up to the roof, but you get up there right next to Bells.
Okay. And have a little sigh and try to hide. And okay. Alright. Yeah.
Alright. So, everybody's situated and heading in towards town to try to listen in on conversations or stuff then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Herbert finishes putting in the cloth, realizes that he's trapped himself inside, and then heads out through the front door.
Did Mr. Cuddles follow you inside?
No, Miss Cuddles is outside.
Okay. Are you trying to stealth out the front door?
Okay, I lean. As I'm about to head out like normal, my doll leans over towards me, whispers that I need to be quiet. I shake my head towards the doll, and then I try to stealth my way out the door.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll, please.
Stealth.
Okay. So you open the door, you sort of give it a little bit of a creak as you peer out, then you're like, okay, nobody there. You slip outside and you slam the door behind you.
Nice. I believe I've been stealthy and I high-five my doll.
Perfect. Nah, you're fine. Alright. Now what do you guys do?
I'm gonna come around, since I heard the front door slam. I'm gonna come around. I presume the teddy is coming with us. And
Follow it along quietly.
yeah, I will grab.
If you can.
I'll grab Herbert and just kind of lift him up and just walk him with me as I try to go in the direction of the gentleman from before, but still like sticking to like behind houses and going from shadow to shadow as best we can.
Okay. So you guys managed to get quite a few more buildings in, and you're now seeing and looking at the open area of the middle of town. I mean, there's a fountain that doesn't seem like it's running right now. It's got ice in the basin down below it and everything, and they've got all kinds of decorations and some kind of like magical lights lit up all around it, and they've got a big Christmas tree and all kinds of things going on, and it looks like it's a town just perfectly having fun with a jolly holiday sort of festivity. You can see off the one side there's a whole slew of like tables with benches in front of them, and there's just food everywhere, and people just keep randomly coming up, grabbing handfuls of stuff, and walking away and eating as they want, and some take plates, others just use their hands to rip off a chunk of turkey and keep going. Everybody's having fun, nobody seems to be angry with each other, they're all just laughing and jolly and having a good time. You see a number of the competitions are now in being active and going on, and there's some people chowing down on pies, and other people are trying to swig down as many flagons of cider as they could possibly do. You've got snowmen being built. You got the chunks of ice that are getting carved up, some people with tools. Others are just taking straight up swords and trying to slash pieces off to shape it into things.
Herbert leans over and asks if he can go join the snowman making competition.
No.
Please?
Pretty please?
They're doing it all wrong. They don't even move. Come on, guys.
Can't hold peasants to your standards, Herbert. You're an elite. Obviously, everything you make is going to be better, so that would be unfair to the rest of the competitors.
They just work harder. I mean, come on. Trial and error, guys. Let's get it done.
They just have to work harder, and it's fine. They're just lazy. All right.
Can I see if I notice, like, I'm not sure if I want to call it, like, the mayor's house or,
like the town hall kind
a
of
high
thing?
class.
The nicest house.
No, more of houses, but, like, high class houses and possibly even the mayor's house.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Perception?
You see some houses that look like they're built better than others, but you don't see anything that really stands out to you as ostentatious or richy. They all seem to have the general same theme and feel of this town, of just being an average town of average people, nothing too extreme.
Okay, I will be moving along the roofs, or like treetops kind of thing, staying within sight of our ground group, and just seeing what I see, listening, trying to hear, just, I don't know, surveying.
Okay? And what are you checking with your history, Bells?
I don't know, like, what's the typical history of this town that we know of? Just general.
From what you remember overhearing in the brief when the alarms were going off and you guys were being cobbled together to go and investigate on quick notice, you remember hearing that it's just a pretty basic sort of logging town. I mean, that's their biggest thing, is that they go off to the forest ridge and they cut down trees and they turn it into logs and stuff like that. And that's their main claim to trade in the area. And other than that, there's nothing really fancy or different about it. There's nobody particularly rich or important that comes from here. They're just known for being a very jolly, happy town. As you guys,
Go ahead.
as you guys are sort of clambering around and trying to get closer and listen in, I need perception checks from everyone to see if anybody notices this.
Ooh.
Nope.
Okay. Well, the E.L.F. Brigade leads on. So, Lillian and Winky, you guys both see the fires and smoke of some various explosions off on one corner of the marketplace behind some buildings, but you strangely hear nothing. You can tell that there's some kind of explosion going on or some kind of bad thing happening over there, but you strangely hear nothing at all. And a lot of the townsfolk inside the square don't hear or notice anything until there's this one random scream that just seems to come out of nowhere halfway through their scream at the very high point. And all of a sudden everybody looks and sees fire and smoke and chaos going on, and everybody panics and starts running away to the opposite end of town.
I grab Herbert and start running for the source of the explosion.
As she grabs me, I start running the other way, and then she grabs me. I'm like, oh! Start running away as she grabs me.
Do As I'm moving towards it, is there like a bell or like an alarm bell kind of thing that somebody would ring in case of fire or attack or anything?
With your perception of 20, you're staying on a roof or you're coming down?
I'm staying on the roofs.
Okay. From the roof, you will see that there are a couple of buildings that seem to have bells, but they don't seem to be like an alarm bell. They're more like a dinner come and get it kind of restaurant kind of thing.
Hmm. Okay, I guess I'll keep heading towards it then, and I will keep my eye open for like an alarm bell or something like that.
All right.
This insight roll is to see if I realize that I should read something along those lines. On that note, I reach out and touch Mr. Cuddle's bow tie, and it now starts emitting a little siren noise, going, "Evacuate the area! Run! Evacuate the area!" And he just puts it on Luke as we start
question.
running towards the area.
Do the eyes start glowing red and horrifying?
No, I can only make noises and light come from non-magical things. So Mr. Cuddles is magical, so I can do it to his bow tie, but I can't do it to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know how horrifying this teddy bear was going to be just now.
I totally wanted to see a wee-woo light come out of his head.
If I get a fence for him, I will do so.
All right. So you guys are running and climbing across building roofs, and you're running through the snow. You get to a far side of the market, and get you to the right map.
I'm guessing that Bells made it, or is following too.
Oh, yeah. Bells was up on the roofs, and I put you guys both on a roof on the right side of the map there.
This is all outside?
Yes, this is all outside. You got a couple of big buildings up here at the top, and you've got 3 smaller shacks that Winky, I almost called you Whiskey again, and Bells, I screwed myself up, are both on the roofs there. You and Herbert are on the ground with Mr. Cuddles, right next to some tables where there was a feast going on. You look across the marketplace over here, and you see this guy who's just sort of having a gay old time, walking around, sort of smacking things, knocking it over. He's decked out in dark armor. You can't see a face. It's just hidden by his helmet that just sort of covers everything with little eye holes. And you see no sound from all of the things that he's smashing. You expect there should be sound from the things he smashes, but you can't hear it. Even from this far away, you know you should be hearing something. You see people are laying around on the ground dead with blood covering them that he's slashed at. He just seems to be screwing up the whole town in festivity.
Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick personal roll here. Buzz. Okay, we're good. Maintains composure.
I lean over to Mrs. Claus and go, "Naughty or nice?"
I kind of point at the big guy in the center and I just go, "Naughty."
Oh. All right.
Right now, you're not in initiative because he isn't aware of any of you yet. He's just sort of minding his own business, doing things.
We're talking about this guy over here, right?
Correct.
And all of these are
Dead bodies, as far as you can tell.
lovely.
Wait.
I'm assuming this is Jag, and then this is Newt, and then this is Newt, and then this is his teddy bear, right?
Correct.
Okay. Alrighty.
You guys get 1 round of deciding what you want to do, and then we can go from there.
Well, I know what I want to do. I want to dash as far as I can behind these houses. Kind of get myself better lined up down.
Alright.
I just need to double check my actual speed since it's going to be different from my character because I don't switch back and forth very well. Okay.
why this is a one-shot.
Okay, so I'm gonna tuck myself right behind this little house here.
Okay?
And that's what I'm doing to set up.
Okay. And Belle's rolled an 18 stealth, so I assume you're trying to hide yourself on the roof?
I want to skedaddle a little bit to the next building, a little closer.
Okay, so you're gonna jump down off the building to do that, and you would have to give me a acrobatics or athletics to get down.
Let me see, which one's better? Athletics is strength. Dexterity. Yeah, no, we want acrobatics.
Okay, perfect. You jump off with a flourish and a twist and a tuck dive. Land on your feet with a nice little sink to damper all of that power from your jumping down, and you scurry off in the snow, leaving little tiny tracks behind you as you get behind the building.
Okay, because I would just... I'd probably start off behind and then go kind of stick to the different little objects so that I'm not completely into view.
Alright. Just use your normal movement speed, and you can do double of it since you wanted to do a straight dash, I'm assuming, this whole turn.
Yeah, that's about all I can do. Now I have to remember, what is my speed?
You are a little gnome, so it is
Above
less
your
than
hit
usual.
points.
Um,
Mine's 25. As a rogue,
I believe it stays the same. I don't remember rogues getting any
it
speed bonus.
might
but-
go up, but also she might be able to dash as a bonus action.
Yeah, it's true.
okay, I'm having a hard time even finding it at the moment.
Should be up at the top.
Yeah, right near your AC, and that is usually where speed is.
25, okay. For some reason, my brain wasn't connecting that.
Okay, so with a dash, you would get a total of 50.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, I just kind of take a dive from over here. Kind of jump from that and here.
Okay.
And now I make my way over here.
Are you trying to climb up the building again, or did you want to stay on the ground?
Yeah, I'd like to go up the building again.
Okay. Yeah, with your movement speed and jumping down, you could do that to start of next turn, but you'll be there at the end of the building there.
Alrighty.
Right. And Herbert was about to do something, right?
Ma'am, may I mention on my way past you, like, can you get him close to the building?
Yeah, you can speak as you're running past, yeah. Talking's
So
a
I'm
free
gonna-
action.
Herbert's gonna come and hang out behind the building as best he can, while drawing line of sight on the dark armored character and pulling his heavy crossbow.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be a decent spot. I mean, you could move up a square, it'd still be hidden from him mostly, and you would have a better line of sight. I mean, you've got little market stall things here, but you could shoot through them, you just may or may not hit him. It'll be a disadvantaged shot from there.
I'm gonna kind of hold my action.
Okay.
I'm just kind of get ready, and I'm going to prepare Mr. Cuddles to come make a distraction. So, Mr. Cuddles, as he walks past me, I'm going to touch his bow tie, and he is going to start playing Jingle Bells.
Please
Just
tell
the
me
tones
it's a
of it, just
little
do.
It's not the best. It's a little bit out of tune, just
Okay.
enough to kind of offset it a little bit and make it a little bit unnerving. And Mr. Cuddles is going to start heading towards the guy in black armor.
Okay. Up to his move speed, so where's he going to end up at? Unless you wanted him to do a dash and use double his
40.
move
Oh,
speed.
wow, he's fast. He's got a move of 40. It's actually pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually kind of alarming.
Especially for a teddy bear.
That weighs like 700 pounds.
35. 40. Okay.
Okay. And Winky.
Oh, you're staying back there, are you there, Herbert?
Lining myself up for a shot with my crossbow for when he reacts to the bear.
Okay. Since the bear went that way, this is like cart kind of thing that I can hide behind, right?
Yep, there's little stalls kind of things. They've got little wood benches that you can hide behind if you get up there with open middle tops and just stands that keeps the overhang above it.
I'll dash to there.
There you go. Okay. So give me acrobatics to get off the building or athletics.
Not great.
Forget, what are you? Are you a ranger or?
You don't know what I am an elf.
We've
He
worked
explains
together
nothing.
before. Come on.
So you jump off the roof and you landed in a deeper pile of snow than you expected, and you had to climb your way out a bit there, so you lose 10 feet of movement when you land.
So I still make it there. Right on. Okay.
All right.
I think.
All right. So if that is everybody, we need initiatives.
Crap.
He noticed us. Oh shit. Well, I guess the bear's singing.
He's
not
about to
big.
do a thing, and that's when he'll notice and everything like that. I just want to get initiatives out of the way. Evil guy.
Moment.
Guy. Scrooge.
I clicked my initiative and it did the bear.
Edge.
Okay. 5 for the bear, and then for me it should be... Oh, I should be click myself, eh?
Yeah, that might help. There we go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's up to you. Usually the bear goes on your turn. I'm fine with either way with such a small group for this one shot, so
Okay.
if you want him to have his
11.
own initiative, we can keep it.
Yeah, it works. 11 is fine.
Okay. And did we get bells in there?
It says a 16.
Just didn't add it for some reason or another. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I
Never mind.
did. Yeah.
It just didn't show up on my end for a minute. So, descending. Alright. So, as you guys are getting all set up, you guys see the knight sort of stop as he's got his back turned towards you. And you see his armor sort of glow a little bit. And then there's this white pulse of energy that just explodes off of him and sort of wafts the snow up a little bit, and it sort of passes through all the buildings and the snow and even your bodies and everything, and nothing happens to you. You just feel a little chill in the air as it passes right through you. And you understand something. You didn't hear a voice in your head, you didn't hear words, you just got this instant message that came somehow into your brain through this pulse with some kind of a chilly tone to it, and you instantly remember a message of "A silent night, 'tis a holy night."
Ooh, it's putting holes in people.
Bells, your turn. He
Hi,
still
good.
doesn't quite notice you, so you guys still have, advantages and stuff right now.
I know. I'm just. Are these just kind of ledges on the side of this building?
That is more roof overhang. The actual building
Okay,
line is
good.
back here.
That's kind of direct line of sight to shite. Which way is his back facing? This way?
Right now his back
This
is to
way.
you, so he's facing this way.
Cool. Alrighty. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, I'm kind of crouching towards the back of here. Just kind of... Actually... And that's it.
Alright, you just sort of set up there and hold your action?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to hold your action to do?
Well, for now, I'm just gonna hang on to a dagger at this point.
Okay. Alright, then in that case, it will now be, if I bring the thing up again, Lillian! What does Miss Claus do?
Alright. I'd like to move my position and move up again. Probably end up using full dash, but facing away from us?
Yes, he is currently
Okay.
facing the other side of the map.
Okay, then I'm not gonna worry about... Okay. Can he see me from right now?
Not with his back turned towards that direction.
But if he turned around...
Probably not, from what I'm thinking.
Not quite to
It'd
the
be
edge.
obscured.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call...
You wanted to make sure you just go one square up, because that's just a roof overhang there. That's not an actual
I'm
wall.
like under the...
Yeah, that definitely would be hidden from...
Okay, good. That's my full dash, so I'm gonna hold here.
Okay, then. And that gives us Mr. Cuddles.
Right, well, I'm gonna dash. So I guess I move of 50, right? 5,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I think that should be good. So I'll dash up there. And then Mr. Cuddles is, well, he doesn't make noise. So he just continues with his jingle bells. And he is going to kind of run up this way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Just kind of out in the open here. And make a big gesture as like a hug.
Okay? So he's just sort of...
He's got jingle bells blazing from his collar, from his bow.
Mhm.
And he's got his arms outstretched as though he wanted to just give you a big old cuddle. And that's and make eye contact, or the closest thing he can to eye contact with the black figure. The black armored figure.
Okay, he's just staring at his back right now, but okay, he's up there.
Yeah, that's about it.
Alright.
I'm really to cast a minor illusion.
And Winky.
Okay. I will look back at... It was Herbert, right? Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
And say, I think you're hiding behind the wrong guy, and I'm gonna rush. Let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20. Let's go 5, 10, 15, 25. Sure. I will rush here and then maybe go, it's a little too quiet, let's rock the Christmas. And let's I will fire 2 shots at him.
Alright. Roll a hit. With advantage.
Oh, with advantage. Oh, sorry.
I forgot to say it earlier.
I will just roll one more time for this particular one. And I
Oh, wow.
critted.
I don't know if I made these guys challenging enough.
Alright, so first hit looks like it's a 4 on a d8, so I will keep that.
Yeah, so that'll be 11 and 6, so 17 damage total.
7, yes. 6 peppermint damage, yes. And then my second shot.
There it is.
Ah!
Holy crap! That's the 3rd crit you've done today already.
Oh my god!
Good thing this is a one shot. You wouldn't get another crit ever on it.
18, another 18 damage. You guys see Winky run up there, grab his bow, and quickly, as a couple of arrows off of his peppermint bow, stick this guy right in the back, and this sort of frost sort of covers his back there. One up high, one a little bit lower back. And you see these little red and white stripes in the frost pattern on his back.
We need a little Christmas cheer.
With that, is that your turn?
Yes, that is my turn.
Alright. Now it is big dark man's turn. He turns around and he looks dead-eyed right at Winky. You just see sort of red glows beneath the helmet behind the full face mask that he's got his helmet on there.
And I'll stare him down with my one eye.
You get a feeling through your body that joy is just not something that this creature appreciates in any way, shape, or form. Oink. He runs up and he just sort of takes his nice long sword and slaps at Mr. Cuddles. A few times.
Times? How many times?
Boop. 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 Okay, so the lowest is a 20. Does Mr. Cuddles' AC meet a 20?
No, it does not.
The lowest is a 20?
Well, the lowest that I'm pretty sure will hit. The lowest is a 12, but out of 3 hits, it's a 12, a 20, and a 28. So...
Oh.
I know, his armor's 15.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alrighty then, so Mr. Cuddles will be taking 16 slashing damage, and I need a charisma save.
Okay, save, okay.
Alright.
See, where would I do a regular charisma click here?
Okay, good. So the only thing you notice is that as the night sort of approaches, at a certain point, you're not hearing jingle bells from your, from Mr. Cuddles' bow anymore. You just hear dead silence, and you run up, as he runs up and smashes his sword up against Mr. Cuddles, you again don't hear the ting of metal on metal.
I don't like where this is going.
In that case, it should be Belle's turn now.
I'm probably gonna have to re-roll this again, but please.
Well, he definitely won't see you.
I go behind here.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Yes.
Alright, so you're getting up on top of the thing?
Yeah.
Okay, you're barely lucky enough on that one. Because that one is on fire, but you managed to get up there and the structure is just barely holding your weight. You hear a number of creaks.
I pull out my garrote wire,
Okay.
and I'm jumping at him from behind.
Question. Attack or grapple? Which way are you doing this?
Attack.
Attack. Okay. You run up there, you smash him, getting your, holy mother... I didn't make these guys challenging enough. You guys are just critting everywhere. Alright, and roll your sneak attack damage on top of it.
Ooh, yay!
Because he definitely doesn't see you coming. I mean, you're not choking him, you're just straight up beating him with it, but he still doesn't see it coming.
I think I have to re-roll that here. Holy shit, that's 11 dice.
Yeah, well, we're just taking the sneak
Okay, so
attack
there's
roll,
the
we're ignoring
9.
the rest, so... Alright, so 12, 9, 21 damage to this guy as he just gets dinged right in the helmet. And you notice once you've gotten up there and jumped off and on all the adrenaline, you were excited to smash him, and you realize that as you come down on top of him, you're not hearing the ting when you smash him. You hear nothing as you're inside this, not even the crackle of the fire on the stand behind you.
That's what they call peace and quiet now.
That's a good line. Alright, so you dive bombed, and I assume you're done, yes?
So I don't think I get 2 attacks.
No, I don't think you do at this level.
Really, rogues do
That's
multiple
what I'm
attacks.
coming
They just do one really big one that just annihilates things.
Mm-hmm. Alright,
Okay.
in that case, Miss Claus.
Yes.
And just so you know, I'm still on it.
Just riding on him as you're up there, just holding on. Yeah, with the acrobatics at 28, yeah, you're on him.
Yeah. So while he's sufficiently distracted, I'm going to attempt to stealth to behind the cart over.
Okay, give me a stealth.
Yep.
Yeah, he knows you're there. I don't mind letting you know in a one shot. He fucking knows you're there.
Alright, then I'm gonna
Ka-chang, 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 ka-chang.
and I'm ready to go. Essentially, can't reach him from here, but I am ready.
As you get there, you get your head just leaned just a little bit too far forward, and all sound just sort of disappears, and it makes your head go a little weird. Like, what?
Can I do an Arcana check?
If you would like, yes.
Not that I'm great at it. Last time I did it, I crit failed.
So, what would you like to try to know about this effect?
I mean, there's a lot of magic going around on the North Pole. I may or may not have heard of a thing or not, a thing or two, so I guess... Which?
I don't know. Well, you guess you know that there's some kind of effect that's stifling sound, and some kind of area effect, but you can't really figure out much more than that.
Does it seem like anybody's harmed by it that's in the vicinity?
Not that you can tell.
Then I pay it no mind.
Okay. Alright. Next is the Wonder Duo. Herbert and Mr. Cuddles.
Alright. Well, a couple things here. So when he did his little blast, it gave a chilling effect, right?
Essentially, yes. This is
So
what Winky did to Silent Night.
okay. So I'm gonna make a couple comments here. First off, I'm gonna yell out, You need to embrace the warmth of Christmas," and I'm gonna fire a firebolt at him.
Question, are you going to do that through the market thing, or are you just going to come around the corner? How are you doing that?
Come around the corner and pop out, and
Okay.
yeah, I'll move myself. So I've got line of sight.
Okay, yeah. That'll work for me. So
Okay.
roll to hit.
Did. Or...
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
17 for fire damage. Not bad. That
Okay.
will not land, unfortunately.
Great.
Manages to
And
go
Mr. Cuddles-
just over his shoulder, right past Bells.
And Mr. Cuddles realizes that he is an emotional wreck and he needs a hug.
Hug, Dogman.
Wow.
Oh, dang it.
He sees you coming and just sort of twists his long sword to get his arms to sort of bounce off, and he just sort of stands and squares up with your bear.
I tried.
Yep.
Also, I realized after the fact that he's supposed to deflect attacks within 5 feet of him. So he imposes a disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
So when it's any attacks within 5 feet of him.
Good to know. We will take that into account with the future attacks. All right, and that's your turn, right? Okay, then Winky.
All right. I'm
So-
not in silence yet, am I?
You are not. Bells is on his back. You've got Cuddles trying to hug him and failing, and a couple of people have tried to shoot at him and missed.
All right, let's yeah, superiority dice. Does it? I can. Let's actually see this maneuvers.
Yeah, depends on the maneuver.
But like, is it if I attack with it and miss, it doesn't actually get used, does it?
Not from my understanding of the Battlemaster, no. It's only when you hit, so. That's the wording that I remember reading whenever I looked at one.
I'm going to attempt a distracting strike.
Okay.
First shot. Oops, sorry, that was still at advantage.
I just take the first number. So 20 will definitely land for 8, 19, 22 damage to hit. Holy crap.
And he now, or with the distracting,
you add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. The next attack roll against the target has advantage. Okay.
yes. So next person has advantage, which should be,
Bells, it looks like.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so that would be the first attack, and
Okay.
then I will take that off and go for my second attack.
Damn, you were just tearing these guys up. Alright, for another 17 damage. Very good.
And yeah, that'll be good.
Alright then.
I'll kind of wink at him and say like, "Suck peppermint."
Well, it is now the Bad Knight's turn, and you guys see his armor do that thing again where it glows sort of white, and there's just this pulse of energy that brushes off of it, sort of swirling snow around and causing you to sort of feel a oof, and you just sort of glance back a little bit from it, like you felt like there was more behind it this time, like it was a little more solid. And you hear another just sort of phrase just is in your mind now with a very icy kind of feeling of shepherds quake in the stillness.
What's this guy talking about?
I don't know.
And you guys see some of his armor sort of reforms itself.
Oh, great.
Alright, so he's squaring up with Mr. Cuddles. He's got a guy on his shoulder. He's got somebody who's attacking with advantage. He's going to focus on Mr. Cuddles, I think, is what he's going to finish dealing with. Oh, I need to do disadvantage.
Advantage, yeah.
I barely remembered. Alright, so first hit is a 16, so that hits on Mr. Cuddles, yes?
Does, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the next one's lowest was a 27, the next one was a 14. So 2 hits still land. And, how many hit points does Mr. Cuddles have left?
He has 16 left.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
he's sort of shattered in debris. He takes 27 damage. As this big knight just takes his sword, cuts off the teddy bear's head, comes back around, cuts the torso in half, and then comes down with a third one and just sort of glances off the slash he made earlier and sort of slides his sword down towards the snow a little bit. He then sort of picks himself up and he turns towards facing Winky, even ignoring bells on his shoulders. Bells!
Breaking my toys!
Going for your grappling?
Yeah.
With advantage.
So I'll just roll again.
Which also gives you your sneak attack, I believe.
Alright, so yes, I need the athletics or acrobatics check from you since we've got it as a finesse weapon. And then he has to make his counter roll for it. So you got a 20. Oh, you're probably going to land this. Oh yeah, you definitely got your garrote around him. Sneak attack for 11 damage. Very good. As you get that wire just right up in there and start choking on something. It feels like it went far further back than you would expected, almost like there's not a solid throat or something underneath that helmet. But you managed to get it just under the helmet line and pull back on it.
Can I just say that I'm standing on his shoulders pulling up?
Yep. Just...
And I want to say, can I use an acrobatics to try to kick the helmet off?
If you do that, you would lose your grappling to try to choke him next round, but you can definitely try to pull the helmet off if you'd like.
I was going to try to kick it off. But no, if that's the case, I'll just keep a hold of it.
Alright. Okay. And I assume that'll be your turn then. So, Miss Claus.
Okay.
The robot teddy bear is dead.
Aw. I'm confident in Herbert's ability. Pretty great. Alright. Do I need to roll perception to see, like, with Bells having a weird issue trying to choke him, like it doesn't look.
Yeah, if you give me a perception check, we'll see how high you roll.
Okay.
Alright. You can definitely tell from the looks in there that she managed to get it down underneath the helmet line and lift it up, but it's going further back than you would expect a throat of some creature in there to be.
Alright. In that case, I'm going to move around, and I'm gonna yell for Bells to, I'm just gonna yell at Bells. It's like, Halberd coming through! Ready to jump!
Okay.
Like, I don't want to hurt Bells, but she's like hanging off behind his neck, and I'm gonna try to get my halberd like underneath his helmet.
Don't roll in that one.
You say that?
Bellows' eyes are huge.
Okay, good. So with that, you go to swing at him, and it almost is like he was expecting you to do it, as his sword just comes up and stops your halberd right up in the air.
Would, is he grappled?
At the head, but he doesn't seem to be bothered by it.
Oh, so he's not actually grappled to give her advantage.
I mean, for her to attack her, kind of? Are you talking about Mrs. Claus's attack for advantage?
Yeah, because if he's grappled, that would give the rest of us advantage, would it not? I don't know. I go off your word.
Allow me to double check the grappled condition.
Yeah, but we are also talking about a gnome. So
Standing on her shoulders and leaning back into it.
and possibly getting, if I had succeeded, possibly almost getting a tip of a halberd, like, in front of her.
Let's see, the grappled
If I
condition,
had hair,
speed
it'd be
becomes
gone.
0, can't benefit from any bonus, incapacitated. Oh, ends if it becomes, grappler becomes incapacitated. Yeah, I don't see the grappled as giving advantage
Oh,
to the other attackers. I mean,
Okay, I thought it did. My bad.
yeah, Bell's got the advantage to attack him with
Me.
the choke damage thing, so, and that ran out, so yeah, I don't see a reason to have advantage per se,
Yep.
but
Sure.
Good try.
alright, and you're done with your turn, right?
Yep, ran up and attacked.
Alright, he just managed to stop it, though. Alright, Herbert, you have lost your bear. What do you do?
Said about that because he broke my toy. So
My toy!
I'm no longer trying to warm his heart with fire. Instead, I'm going to try to shoot him with my heavy crossbow.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, that'll land.
Okay.
Ding him for 2 damage.
I will also use a bonus action to do a branding smite.
Ooh.
Ace.
Yeah, with a weapon attack. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so an extra 2d6 radiant damage. Okay. And we are seeing 4 radiant damage being dropped. Okay. Alright. So an arrow sort of flings in there, hits the armor, and there's a bit of a glow, and then nothing. Anything else you want to do on your turn, or is that it?
That's really all I can do.
Alright, just making sure. Alright, Winky, your turn again.
Alright, I'm no longer have a good line of sight here, so I will
I'm just gonna move Mr. Tuttles
strategically
off the
move.
map there real quick.
And as I'm walking over to here, I will loose my 2 arrows as normal.
Alright. Ooh, damn. And ooh, damn.
And
got
let's action
12
surge.
and 12, 24. Your third one misses, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Good attempt, though. Good attempt. You did do a good amount of damage to him, though. He is definitely feeling that peppermint cold. I take it that's your turn, right?
That is, yes.
Alright. So you guys see his armor glow white, and you get that big whoosh of power across you guys again. This time you guys actually had to step back and plant your foot to hold your ground against it. And this time in your heads, you're feeling the icy chill even sort of creeping in a little bit more in the back of your brain. Radiance shall beam from thy silent faces.
Okay, because that's not creepy at all.
And then he takes his sword and tries to bring it down on poor Mrs. Claus,
Bring it.
who's taking 5 hits.
Oh my.
5?
Because he's going to action surge himself. So, lowest is a 12. What's your AC?
Oh, good. Okay. So not all of them are going to hit. Wonderful. Okay. All
So,
right.
what exactly is your AC? Because I've got a few numbers here.
Well, I don't think my armor added to it. +1 would make my armor 17.
Let's see.
Oh. Sorry,
What armor
my
are you
bad.
wearing?
Half plate.
Half plate? I believe a half plate is 15.
Remember, it's my specialty item.
Yeah, your +1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the +1 probably isn't added to it. I'm just double checking the base for plate, or half plate, sorry. Just to make sure I remember we add this correctly. You do half plate, 15 plus dex, which is 0 for you, so plus the 1 is a 16. So no, the 16 is correct.
Okay.
Does
Alright, 16.
15 hit?
Doesn't know what now?
A 15 hit? Because I just realized that when I action surge, I actually get both.
Oh,
Shots
right.
again.
You get the extra shot, yeah. No, that does not hit.
No. Oh, yep, sure thing.
Alright, so with an AC of 16, 3 of these you actually managed to block with the halberd. So you're only taking 2 hits. However, one of them is a critical hit.
Alright, how much we're talking?
We are looking at 28 damage.
Okay, and?
A charisma save, please.
Oh, so 28 total?
28 damage total, yes.
Okay. It's not nearly as bad as I expected.
There would have been another 1734 added on to it if those other numbers were higher.
Okay, and charisma save. Oh, thanks. Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, alright. You feel your throat just sort of freeze up. You could still breathe, but something doesn't feel right with your throat.
Can I roll a quick arcana now that I have physical effects on it?
Sure.
Something, please! I mean, it's better than the last one I rolled.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell something was definitely done to your throat when he touched you, but you're not 100% certain what, since you can still breathe.
Can I still growl?
You don't feel the vibration when you try to growl. You definitely can't hear anything, because you noticed that you definitely stepped inside this sphere of whatever the heck is going on that stops sound. But you don't even feel the vibration in your throat now.
I don't like this. I don't like this 1 second.
Bells, it's your turn.
I'm hemming and hawing while I'm holding this still. I let go of my wire. While I still have my meager balance on his shoulders, I'm pulling out my dagger and jumping down his back with it. Going through him if I can.
So you're letting go of the garrote? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Okay. So you let go of the garrote, and you're just sort of jumping back and trying to dive bomb scratch his back with it?
Yeah, as I'm going down to the ground.
Okay. So with that, you definitely get your knife out, and you're definitely carving at him, but it's getting all on the armor. You just didn't quite penetrate.
Okay.
You get a very nice sort of vibrational feeling in your hand as you're going down, but you hear absolutely no sound, and you don't see any sort of reaction of pain or damage.
At the same time, I'm like, oh, that's nice not having to hear that grating sound.
Like nails on a chalkboard. Alright. Miss Claus, you have been damaged.
Yes, and now I'd like to rage.
Here we go!
I am
glad I'm
aiming
got
for
off
his
the
helmet.
shoulder.
I want to just base... If I land a hit, I am just gonna baseball his helmet right off his head.
Make sure you check the box
I'm
for rage
glad I
damage. I
moved.
think we added it.
Yep.
Okay.
We did add rage damage.
I'm really glad I moved.
Oh! Yeah, you are glad you got off his head. That's a critical hit. Too bad rage doesn't stack with criticals. Alright, so that'd be 16, 18 damage with a ragey barbarian claws.
So I get the helmet off?
Yeah,
Yes!
you get the helmet off. And all you are greeted with on the other side of that helmet is sort of a blank white skull. Looks fairly humanish with a couple of horns off the back, glowing red eyes, and a missing lower jaw.
Yellow
Is
color?
this
Not purple, unfortunately.
What could I roll to figure this dude out? Nature?
Sure, you could try that.
Because I'm confused. I'm very confuzzled. And I'm even
Friend
more
of your
confuzzled.
ex?
I don't know shite.
Yeah, even with your Yuletide-ness, that's still nothing. You're not drawing anything out of this.
Okay then. That is my turn.
Gannon! Herbert!
Right. Making direct attacks has not been very effective for me. So I'm determined to share the light of Christmas with him. So I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
So that is, let's see.
I mean, it's bad that I'm recording this and it's watching me look things up, but at the same time, I need
Yeah,
to
no,
look
here,
things
let
up.
me just. So this one is, I think, it is a 14 spell save versus, I want to say,
It's like Dex.
Dex? Yeah, I think it's Dex.
Okay.
And if not, then he gives everyone an advantage against him.
Well, he fails with a 7, so yes, he's definitely going to be a very glowy knight of quietness that everybody can now definitely see.
Ooh, twisty.
Yeah.
He's got sparkles, and you can see the red in his eyes sort of turn into red flames now. He did not like becoming sparkly.
I give him that kind of, you remember the Buddy Jesus? I give him that.
Oh wait, I forgot something. I forgot something he can do. He's going to counterspell that.
Ah!
Sorry, that was on the sheet. I forgot he could do that, but he's going to reaction as a counterspell. So you try to get the sparkly on him, he sort of glows his red eyes, and then he just takes his hand and brushes it all off of him. And all the sparkles
counterspell the
dissipate.
counterspell?
I mean, I think you can do that.
Well, people can do that. I cannot.
Okay. Well, if you don't have the counterspell, then I'm afraid you can't counterspell it.
No.
Yeah, I don't have that either. Dang it!
Like, what the heck? I give him the buddy Jesus, and then he brushes it off, and I'm like, and I give him the big hands up in the air kind of thing, like,
He doesn't want to be jolly. Alright,
I will
that's
call
what I
back
do.
and say, do it again.
Alright, Winky's turn.
Okay, well, he's been doing some pretty good damage, so, I'm gonna try to disarm him.
Alright.
Come on, hit.
Waiting for it to come through on my side. There we go. That
Oh,
will
and
hit.
I am gonna re-roll that 1, or that 6 piercing.
Okay. And the disarming, is there a save he has to make for it, or is it just a
There
straight?
is, I believe, a save on that.
Okay. Let me do all
The
the damage. and
disarming
everything.
attack.
13, 15.
Yeah, so the piercing goes from a 6 to an 11.
Okay, so 5. Okay.
The 5 on the superiority dice does not.
Oh yeah, I ignored it.
That one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I ignored
yeah.
it. It just happens to be a 5 as well, is all.
11, 18, 20.
Yep.
20 damage total, and make a strength saving throw, please.
Does a 12 save? Actually, no, 14. Sorry, 14.
Does a 12 maneuvers. Here we go. DC 8 plus my proficiency bonus 10 plus my dexterity would be 14.
So it matches.
And it goes. Alright, so if it matches, it goes to the defender in our games. So
Yep.
yeah,
So,
he succeeds.
He just barely blocks that one.
Yeah. But he still takes the damage.
Oh yeah, he still took all the damage.
Yes. So then, you know what?
You have
I
your second
will
shot still.
shoot it again.
Alright. Are you re-rolling anything there?
No.
Okay. So are you using your attempt to disarm him again is what you're trying to do, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure. I confused myself, but I fixed it in my head too. I untwixt myself. So 12, 15 damage. Okay. Well, Winky, how do you want to do this?
Oh, jeez. Okay. I was aiming for the hands to make him drop his sword, but I guess it went through his hand and through his heart. If he had a heart, his heart grew 2 sizes.
All right.
Say the spasm.
So you get your
Had that
second
spider
shot out
across
there.
the side of his chest.
You get your second shot out there. It penetrates through his hand, sort of whipping his sword around as it clocks him into the back of his head with his own hand. And his hand gets sort of stuck to his chest, and it sort of goes right through into his chest plates. And if you could swear a skeleton could smile, you almost swear you saw a smile on this skeleton without a lower jaw on there, as it just sort of slightly falls to the ground, and you all hear a almost warm sort of voice in your head, redeeming with the dawn of peace. As the skeleton body just sort of disintegrates, and there's now just a pile of armor on the ground.
Okay, so that was weird.
Necromancer in the area?
I don't know.
I mean, you guys can roll me an intelligence check real quick to notice something.
I definitely want to loot, but intelligence. You know, forget the intelligence.
Well, that was your save, an intelligence check.
Oh,
There we go. Sorry, Winky. You don't know this
Yep.
one. Does Mrs. Claus wish to try?
But not with Arcana. That
Well, just
is
straight
too
intelligence.
scary, So yeah, straight intelligence.
Yeah.
That button.
That's a no. All right.
Okay.
So Herbert and Bells, you both recognize that Herbert shot radiant damage at this thing, and it didn't seem to care like a normal skeleton or undead would. Normally, you would expect it to be super effective or all kinds of craziness to it, but it just sort of took it and moved along with it.
First paladin?
But congratulations, you guys have stopped the Black Knight.
I don't know. Something
Let's
seems
loot
funky
said
here.
Black
I want
Knight.
to investigate.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Anything in particular
trying
you're
to-
checking for?
Just anything else out of the ordinary, and possibly start moving the dead bodies so that they're not like just sitting there smoking.
All right. So you have checked around, and the one thing you notice is that it looks like there's a trail of footprints from the night that's leading up into this part of town from a empty part of town that was empty during the time of the festivities and all. And it looks like the footprints just appear out of nowhere when you trace it back. You just find a point where the tracks just stop, and there's no explanation as to why. You're not near any building, you're not seeing fresh snow, it's just like he just appeared right there.
Alright, guys, we gotta move away from this spot. Like, I can talk now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so I've been talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just double checking. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright,
it wore
guys.
off after he died, so.
We gotta move away from here. And then I yell really loud, "Someone help!" And then I grab everybody and start. I want to, like, keep going in the direction of the footprints even when they disappear.
I mean, you said you ran. Is everyone else following her?
Try
I'm
loot the body.
snaggle
I'm gonna cast mending on my
He's gonna fix his toy.
bear. Yeah, exactly.
Priorities!
Where's my stuff?
Alright. So you take some time and you get your bear put back together and start mending him, and he's got some extra little metal plates to keep things attached now, so it looks like he's got battle wounds, but he's alive again, he's active.
How much should he be at? So it doesn't really say how much he heals. He has the actual ability to heal himself, actually. Let's see. He has. Let's see, where is it? Repair. Heals 2d8 plus 3 hit points.
Alright, so you're gonna do that now that he's back together and active again. I mean, it takes you time to do all this, so there's villagers going around about you, that they just see this gnome elf thing on the ground, tending to this robotic toy.
I roll 2d8 here.
I'm sorry, Miss Claus, but they're apparently being noticed. You, on the other hand, are now way off over there, just traipsing past in the direction of the footprints, and you keep finding nothing, even all the way to the outskirts of town. There's just nothing there. The only footprints you see don't match the knights. They match more of somebody not wearing armor, just sort of milling about their buildings and stuff as they were doing stuff in the area.
Grr.
Was there anything on him?
I
You found
did do
a
an
longsword
investigation check
and
on it.
a dagger.
I'm sorry?
You found a longsword and a dagger.
Is anybody grabbing him, or
I'm fixing the toy.
you're
Broke my
fixing?
stuff.
If I saw Bells looting, then I would probably help fix, but...
Yeah, I was looting.
Alright, if you got them both, then, and I can't hurry up the mending a bit, I will start backing my way out of the compound here, whichever way she went.
You're gonna go follow Miss Claus? Okay.
Yeah, slowly, kind of keeping an eye on everything that's going on here, but also trying to blend in.
As much as the little gnomes can that look like little children who fought the big scary thing. All right, so you guys get Mr. Cuddles all patched up together. Looks like Winky did a good job of disappearing, and Miss Claus did as well. Is Bells and Herbert going to stick around because they're now our townsfolk who have seen you guys? They saw you fight and deal with the big threat, and they're now all coming up to try to talk to you and congratulate you and thank you for saving their town and everything.
I have one question for
Yes?
the folks. We don't need to be thanked or anything. Was this common? Has this happened before?
There's sort of a dead silence over the crowd as they just sort of look at each other and they're all sort of scratching their heads. And they keep going, I mean... And there's an old-timer who steps out from the rest of the group and he's got a little cane and he's just sort of saunters up. He's like, oh, they all don't want to admit it because they love the joy and the festivities. We were trying to throw this big party, try to scare away the bad thoughts, but we actually apparently received a threat about 2 weeks prior saying that we should keep the noise down or else. That's my interpretation of the letter anyway. I mean, I'm not the mayor, I look at his notes sometimes.
May I see this note?
Oh, I don't have it. The mayor has it up in the town somewhere. I don't know where the mayor is. I haven't seen him.
Is he perhaps any
Can
chance
I
behind me?
shoot a blunted arrow at Bells?
If you would like, roll me an attack for it.
Just to get her attention.
Oh yeah, you gotta see if you hit her.
Okay, I need to do something.
Oh no!
Rolling.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. No, you don't hit her. You actually hit one of the corpses.
Oh. Does she notice me hit the corpse?
Oh yeah, the whole town notices.
When the corpse jumps. Yeah.
And they just see this blunted arrow bounce like the leg of this corpse over. Half the town goes, he's alive! The other half just sort of starts looking up, confused.
Bells and kind of like gritted teeth, going, "Let's get out of here." We're
I'm looking at
great. Get up.
I see that he's frustrated. I signed to him or military, whatever, saying, "Give me information. Be patient."
You're not one to be noticed.
Is that the point of E.L.F?
They don't know who I work for.
No, they don't.
Attention to us! And I jump on the back of Mr. Cuddles and starts walking away as I start trying to heal Mr. Cuddles as we walk away.
Okay. They just see this guy jump on the back of a teddy bear that's magically being sealed up from all of its battle wounds as it walks away with him. And a lot of the villagers are very curious where the heck you guys came from.
I wish we had a neuralizer.
What are you trying to ask, Bells? The old timer is still there talking to you.
I was just wanting to know if we could get this note. Possibly use a magic spell or something to trace.
There's a couple of villagers that stick their hand up. He's like, I can go run to the town hall because it looks like the mayor probably wouldn't, as he points to a corpse, 2 corpses behind you. The most fancily dressed man, which still is a little shabby, but he's got some decent tux that are just old and a little worn in a couple spots. But he's definitely dead.
Kind of cringe, okay, understandable.
Pick a ring off of him or something like that.
Oh,
You're gone. You were shooting an arrow at me, yeah.
Yeah, well, you said 2 corpses back. That's back here.
Yeah.
Or here.
Yeah, more like that last one you just clicked on. But
Yeah, there we go. I'm right on top of him.
So you want to do what with this poor corpse?
A quick loot.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Oh no. How much stealth? Would you take a stealth?
I mean, sleight of hand to stealthily reach down. Holy mother. You and your crits today, man! God! Alright. So, yes, you do get a ring off of his finger, but I'll have to tell you what the ring is later.
Ooh!
Because I have to look it up now with a goddamn crit, so, lucky fucking you. Alright, so after a little bit, a couple of the villagers come back and they hand you the note, and they look sort of ashamed as they look at everyone else. They're like, I had to break a window, guys. We're gonna have to fix that. Everybody just sort of nods knowingly. You open the letter and you look at it, and you see in some very sort of chicken scratchy kind of letters that's sort of spaced out in very big font. It doesn't look like the hands of a very steady person who was writing it, just sort of slapdashed the letters. But they got this sort of ethereal white magic glow to it. When you move it back and forth in light, it sort of sparkles a little bit in there. Almost like frost or ice. And from what you can make out on it, it says exactly kind of what the old man said. It's just like, your joy is displeasing. Stop it or I will appear.
You mind if I take this? And I take it, and I'm starting to scamper off. Have a nice holiday, and we're gone.
They just sort of, sure, take it. Whoever you are, thank you. Where are you from? What's your names? How do we thank you? No, we're just gonna leave. Okay. Do you want to kill the snowman? Alright. You guys
we just go.
go meet up with Miss Claus, I assume?
Yeah.
Alright. So you guys catch up with Miss Claus outside of town quite a ways, and she seems to be frustrated as she was walking around trying to find tracks that apparently don't exist.
And I'd like to try. I want to give Arcana one more chance if I can sense anything magical in the immediate area after passing the last of trail.
Okay. Roll me the Arcana.
I don't trust it, but here we go. Nope.
Arcana is not your thing.
No, it is not.
He tried.
I'm only made of magic, and I only work around magic people all day, all year. But okay.
Sorry, this is what the dice are telling you. I can only do so much as the GM. Despite the fact that I have the power to do anything and everything. Alright, so, unless you guys wanted to do anything else with the town or whatnot, I'm assuming you guys are going back to hang out with Blitzen and fly back home?
Looking for that science and magical stuff as well with my Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're going to try Arcana yourself?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Bells and Herbert, okay. So, Bells, what are you trying to detect in Arcana-wise?
I'm not going to use it on the letter because it's obvious. There's some magic to it. Just what type of magic it is, I guess.
As to the silent spell, or to the magic of the letter, or...
Our reanimated friend.
Okay, so you're trying to tell what kind of magic creature he was?
Yeah.
You definitely feel like you've seen something similar, but not with an undead creature. It reminds you of like a cleric or a paladin of some form. Somebody that's really got divine power behind them in a good or godly kind of sense, but never seen that with undead like that. Like with an undead able to resist radiant magic like that, almost as if it was a radiant undead or something. And what is Herbert wanting to know with his Arcana check?
That's the symbol.
Symbol on the letter?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, that was just there wasn't any specific symbol. That was just a very, like, almost borderline illiterate hand, or very old or shaky hand that just wrote a bunch of normal letters. There wasn't any
Yeah, okay, I
special
thought it
rune.
was like, okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, the way it was written was some kind of ink that made it look almost like frost or something like that. When you move it back and forth, it sparkles in the light. So the ink used is what was special.
Okay.
And that, you can tell, was some kind of magic, but it basically is just some kind of magic ink so that you could use it as an ink, not and sort of paint frost letters, essentially, is what you can tell.
Guys! Jack Frost. Eh? Eh?
I
He's
still
been
think the chick from
grounded since
Frozen.
a certain incident in, yeah. But I'll have to have a talk with that boy.
Okay, so well, I know what your ring that you collected there is, Winky, so you guys just have to identify it later to know, but now I know what it is.
Okay.
Cast Identify.
Alright.
Pardon me?
I can cast Identify.
Oh, amazing.
Alright.
1 second.
So we followed the
Did I?
track.
Or did I not?
My survival, which wasn't very high, was
No, I didn't take
looking
Identify,
for
sorry.
extra tracks. And once we
I
get
didn't
into an
get it.
area, I wouldn't mind a short rest.
Well, yeah, with your survival, all you find is the tracks that you guys have made.
Hmm.
Yep, so you have Identify, so if you want to use it on the ring, you totally can.
I will use it on the ring.
It is a ring of warmth. While wearing the ring, you have resistance to cold damage. In addition, you and everything you wear carry are unharmed by temperatures as low as minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ew.
Topical.
He basically was just keeping himself warm with that fancy ring. That poor man.
Having a heat wave, tropical heat wave.
And I
Okay,
guess,
so we're kind of lost on what we should do.
So the mayor had this note, but they don't know where it came from. It's got magic ink, and as far as we can tell, nothing else is bad.
As far as you can tell, the village seems safe at the moment. Everybody in the town is busy putting out fires and trying to collect and bury the dead and repair and try to get back some sense of festivities. As they
And
mourn
it's an
the loss.
outside source, as far as we can tell.
Alright, and so we're still sticking to the back alleys, right?
I think we're out of town now.
Is there really a point now? Like, everyone knows we're here.
No, we're still trying to fly under the radar as best we can.
Yeah.
I like that idea. So then, okay, I will, if there's somebody that kind of walks by, I will kind of bring him into, like, motion him to come into the alley.
So are you guys going back into town then? Because you were off
we're
out in the wilderness area still
okay. If
looking
we're out
for
of
tracks.
town, then yeah, we're out of town. I won't bother. I was just trying to think. All right, do I
Kind of like you were
see
trying to mud
any
somebody.
smoke on the horizon or anything from like a house nearby? Maybe a house up in the mountain-ish kind of thing, you know?
Not in this. All you see is the forest a little bit of ways away that you could walk to. It's just the edge line of a forest. Looks like that side is where they were doing some of their lumberyard stuff, and there was trees, stumps, and stuff like that underneath the snow, and some of their equipment laid about so for getting back to work a little later on. Otherwise, there doesn't seem to be anything fancy out of this side of the town.
Should the our skeleton paladin show up? This is like where the direction the skeleton paladin was coming from.
That's what Miss Claus thought, but the track she was following ended inside of town, but she kept going anyway.
Tried to see if I could pick up anything beyond where the tracks stopped, but nothing.
Yeah, the tracks for the knight just appeared out of nowhere in a dark alley section of town, and then he walked himself into the middle of the square and started causing mass havoc.
I still see kind of where he originally come in, where those tracks were.
You saw it as you passed by to go catch up with Miss Claus.
Okay. Could I cast Detect Magic to see if I can see any kind of residual effect of where he had been or what the heck was going on?
Do you want to go back into town to do that, or
Yeah, I want to wander back in and see if I can kind of figure out what was going on there.
is everybody else going with?
Yeah, I want to figure out what the hell this guy was, because he doesn't... I want to know if he was, like, summoned by somebody.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Deck Magic.
Okay, so you get back to where those tracks just appear out of nowhere for the night, and as you are looking around, you don't detect any magic in the footprints on the ground. You do barely see a hint of some kind of magic in the air, but you couldn't tell for sure if it was some kind of spell, if it was just part of like the light decorations that are based off some kind of basic magic spell or something they're used for decoration. You're not 100% certain on that.
Okay.
You do, though, however, see that Bells has 2 new glowing items on it attached to her hip.
Oh.
A longsword and a dagger that are now glowing.
Cool new toys. I mean,
Water across my back, or else I'd be dragging them everywhere.
Well, the longsword probably dragging, because it's definitely bigger than you. The dagger is average-sized dagger.
A sword for me.
Yeah.
over and ask if I can identify her dagger for her.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, and then I'm out of spell sets, so.
Alright. So you boop
So
it,
I can't.
and that's
yeah.
a +2 magic dagger.
Ooh.
Spell slots. Actually, I can cast a second little spell slot to do the other one. So I'll burn my last spell slot and I'll identify the sword as well.
It is a +2 longsword that really, I think, Claws is the only one to really handle it very well.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like I remember in 3E there was actually things like that, but I think in
Yeah, in 5e it
in
doesn't really
5E,
matter.
yeah.
Yeah, there's like a very small select case of things where small people just can't use the two-handed or what is it? There's another
like a
special
halberd?
feature. Yeah, like
Well, like they can even still use like great weapons, can't they?
oh, it's the heavy items. I'm thinking of. I think it's heavy items they
Okay.
can't wield. It's a special type of special weapon ability keyword or something that certain weapons have that they can't wield.
Yeah, I think we can use. I think they can use great weapons, and I think it's so that they can still use like a long sword or things like that are two-handed weapons.
Mm-hmm. And for this, it's a magic +2 longsword. We could just argue that it magically shrinks to the size of the wielder. It's easy enough to bullshit that one. Any other thoughts of things you want to do before you guys head back home?
I have no idea.
I wouldn't mind taking if we're so we're actually heading out, leaving here.
That's if you guys want to. I'm just asking.
I wouldn't mind. Well, if we're gonna stay the night here, or maybe take our sleigh. Does like the sleigh we have? Is it Santa's sleigh?
It's a sleigh from the North Pole, from Santa's workshop, but it's not his sleigh.
But we also have a reindeer, do we not?
Yeah.
Hey, reindeer, not the whole troop.
The sleigh flies, right?
Yeah, that's how we got here.
Okay, all right, good. I wouldn't mind taking a flight around, seeing if we can see any.
Lodgings.
Yes, around the area or like Wizard's Tower or Witch's Hut or whatever kind of in the area.
If we're doing that, I'm going to try to rest the best I can. I'd like to take a long rest. I don't think that's very viable, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that too, but that's
But I could
on if we're actually
I could use
staying
the
here
spell
or-
slots
or
again, but-
I mean, if you guys are using the sleigh to do just sort of a look around, you can just long rest on the sleigh, do your little look around, and then as you're flying back, you get your long rest there.
Works for me.
It's a little unsatisfying not knowing how this thing appeared, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the
We're still
time-wise, it worked out that this might have to be a multiple one-shot, because I have 3 baddies, and we managed to make it through 1. So
I am okay with that.
Yeah.
This will be
Totally
drawn
fine with
out a
that.
couple more days.
Yeah.
There will be other
Yeah.
days for answers.
So
In that case, you guys are flying home on the Santa sleigh with Blitzen
Yep.
piloting to
Yep.
send you all
Yep,
home
Blitzen,
to Santa's
who is
workshop.
looking a little too Randy and Vixen, you know. But other than that,
I'll make, and I'll also make a special note that since these guys suffered a little bit, like just to put them on the extra nice list, just to make sure they have a little extra
Yeah,
holiday
extra.
cheer for those that
Yeah.
passed.
as soon as I get back to the shop, I'm working on the fully animatronic horse for that one kid.
Aww.
It's going to be life size and way more lifelike than it needs to be. And a little bit unnerving, because you know that's how I do things.
The
Kids
kid will
love it
either
for some
love
weird
it or
reason.
hate it.
Yeah.
Parents, on the other hand, will probably hate it.
Oh God, yes. Because it'll also
It's
make
a
noises.
noise-making toy. What do you expect?
It's magic, and I can make things make noises. So yeah, it's gonna be like, love me, ride me, and be like, wait, what?
Oh God.
So is it safe
like what?
to guess that we didn't see anything in our fly around?
Nope, you basically flew around and all you saw was wilderness everywhere around you. You didn't see any other telltale signs of shacks or wizard towers or any of that.
On that note, then I go, well, Christmas saved, and high five my doll.
And I'm gonna go
Ram-
look at MC there and go, I don't think we're done.
I don't think so.
No, I
definitely
think it
need
might
to-
be in the town if there isn't anything around.
Yeah, maybe we should check out the churches or something like that next time.
I believe I said Christmas saved.
And I want to investigate the mayor's house itself.
He's dead.
Yes, which makes it easier to
You know
snoop
what?
around because there's no one there.
Then why don't we go back? If the mayor's dead, let's just camp
I-
up in his place.
I want another copy of the original report that got us out here in the first place. Intel dropped the ball on this one. I'm gonna have a talk with who's ever in charge of gathering information.
Yeah,
We're better than
If
this.
that's the station, we might as well hey, can you trace this to someone?
Yeah. Where is that elf on the shelf? Come on. Get your stuff and get your poop in a group.
We didn't have any elves in that village. I'm sorry, sir.
But how did we
There are
find out that
always
you were
elves everywhere.
Oh yeah, you can't get away from them.
They know when you're sleeping.
Yep, they know when you're awake.
They know when you've been bad or good.
This will be good for hopeful's sake, because you guys are scary.
Oh,
Okay.
we can make this so PG it's not even funny.
Oh yeah.
We won't.
We can also make this so R it's not even.
Oh yes.
We can make it R, but at the same time go over the head PG.
Exactly. It
I
can
think
be
I'll
like
stop
Shrek.
the recording here.